Welcome back to another show of Golf Tips. I'm your host and teaching professional, Gary Bauer. On today's show, we'll again visit Homestead Golf Course, a beautiful course to play in Tipp City, Ohio. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. Now, in this first segment of today's show, I'm going to hit what's called a control fade with this driver. It's not a hard shot. Once you know the right fundamentals, you can execute this shot and hopefully keep the ball in play. Most golfers slice it or push it to the right. Very seldom do they hook it or pull it left. But with a controlled fade, you can still keep it in the fairway and hopefully shoot lower scores. Now, let's go ahead and set up. First of all, proper tee height, and I mentioned this on previous shows. You want half the ball above the top edge of the club head, half into the club face. So you don't want to tee the ball up extremely low, yet you don't want to tee it up extremely high. So half the ball into the club face, half above this top edge of the club. Ball position. I'm a right-handed golfer. Play the ball off the inside left heel. If you're a left-handed golfer, it's just the opposite of what I'm saying. So we'll play the ball forward in our stance off the inside left heel. For balance, my feet should be shoulder width. Distance from the golf ball. How far should I stand from the ball? Well, if you have your hands right underneath your chin, let your hands hang down, the club head and back the ball, you have the proper distance from the golf ball. Now, how do you hit a control fade? It's not hard. There's two ways to do it. First, you can take your right hand and move it over the top just a little bit. Okay? The second way, which is the way that I prefer, is I'll take some practice swing and slide a little bit. On the downswing, my left hip will lean out. Now what that does, that will open the club face a little bit on the downswing, and I'll slice it or I'll push it a little bit to the right. Okay? So it's going to be a controlled fade. If I sway out a lot, quite a bit on the downswing, then you do get that big slice. You're going to really hit it way right. So on the downswing, just lean a little bit, and that'll get that club face to slice across the ball a little, and you'll hit a little bit of a fade. And that's not a hard shot. It's a good shot to have to keep the ball in play. So let's take some practice swings. My feet will be shoulder width, ball position left heel, and on the downswing, I'm going to lean a little bit to slightly open that club face and get that little fade. All right, a couple more practice swings here. All right, let's see what we got. So ball position left heel. My feet will be shoulder width for balance. Hands will be under my chin. And there we go. Perfect. Real good. So I leaned a little bit, slightly open the club face. The club face is open, it slices across the ball a little, and the ball goes out and fades. Now again, if you do it quite a bit though, if you lean out quite a bit on the downswing, that really opens the club face. You're going to slice it or push it to the right. We'll set up again. Again, proper tee height is off the inside left heel. Feet will be shoulder width for balance. Distance from the ball. Hands are right under my chin, club head and back the ball. That gives me the proper distance. Take a couple practice swings. I'm going to lean a little bit or sway on the downswing. Again, my left hip will lean out, and you can see how it slightly opens the club face. And we'll get that controlled fade. And there we go. All right, pretty good. Let's try some more. And again, it's not a hard shot to hit. Once you know the right fundamentals, and it'll keep the ball in play. It's a lot easier to control a fade than it is a draw or a slight hook. So left hip leans out, slightly open the club face slices across the ball, and we get a little bit of a fade. There we go. All right. Let's try some more here. Now let's say I had a sharp dog leg left to right. What I would do on purpose is I would lean or sway out quite a bit. So, and that will really cause you to slice it then. And I'll show you what that shot looks like. Here's a big slice, okay? So I really threw my hip out. Now, let's just slightly lean on the downswing or slide out, and that will give you that controlled fade. Got my tee height, ball position left heel. I'm gonna lean a little bit on the downswing or just sway out a little. Perfect, okay? And this is the way that I prefer myself. Again, you can take your right hand, like I mentioned earlier, and slightly move it over the top of your grip. But to me, that feels uncomfortable. So I have my students, when they want to hit a fade, learn how to hit a fade, just lean a little bit, and that works. Okay. One more shot. And there we go. Perfect. Good. We'll be right back with more golf tips. Welcome back. Now in this next segment of today's show, I'm going to show you how to hit a high draw. It's not a hard shot to hit. Once you know the right fundamentals, you can execute this shot. It's not hard. Okay, first thing I want to do, again, I have my driver. I'm going to play the ball off the inside left heel. Again, tee height. Half the ball into the club face, half above the club face. Feet, balance. Feet are shoulder width for better balance. And distance from the ball, make sure your hands are hanging from your chin, underneath your chin, club head and back the ball. That gives you the proper distance from the golf ball. Now, how do we hit that high draw? Again, it's not a hard shot. Now, what I do, the easiest way for me to do it is I take my left foot and I slightly move my left foot up a little bit more than my right foot. So my right foot's slightly back, my left foot is up, maybe about a ½ inch to an inch at the most. Second, I bring the club a little bit more on an inside path on the takeaway and around and through it. So it's more like a flatter swing, and that gets me to release through the shot. My right hand will roll over and I'll hit that high draw and hopefully keep it in play. So again, it's not a hard shot to do. Let's take a couple practice swings. Again, I got my left foot up, my right foot back. I'm going to bring the club a little bit inside path on the takeaway, and my hands will finish around by my left shoulder, left ear. All right, let's try one more practice swing. The hands finish around. Okay, so right knee up by left knee, and we're turning through the shot. All right. Okay, not bad. A little straight on that one though. Not bad. All right, it's in play. Now I know that some pros will say, go ahead and take your right hand and move it way up underneath, the right hand over. And I don't do that during my lessons. I don't tell my students to do that because you could probably start snap hooking the ball. The ball will really go left, and I don't want them to do that. So I just prefer to put the left foot up, right foot back, inside takeaway backswing, around and through it. Good, real good. All right, let's try some more. And it's crucial that you have the proper tee height. Make sure half that ball is above the top edge of the club head. You don't want to tee it up extremely low. You'll hit it thin. Right foot back, left foot up. There we go. That was the best one. Very good. Right knee up by left knee. A very good weight transfer. Arms and turn around and through it. And with that left foot up, that should, and you have that inside backswing, should release that right hand over for you as you finish around. Right knee up by left knee and a good turn. And again, it's just the opposite if you're a left-handed golfer. Perfect. Okay, real good. All right, let's hit one more now. And it's not a hard shot, just takes a little bit of practice. But around and through it, you got that left foot up, right foot back about a ½ inch, feet are shoulder width for balance, ball position left heel, and my hands will face around by my left shoulder, left ear. That's the key. It flattens out your swing. Okay, we really got around on that one. That was pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all. We'll be right back with more golf tips. Welcome back. Now in this next segment of today's show, we're going to cover a 20-yard pitch shot. It's not a hard shot, but as you can see, I have a lot of rough in between my golf balls here and the green itself and the hole. So I want to pop the ball up, but hopefully we don't want that ball to roll very far. Now this is what's called a pop-up green here at Homestead Golf Course. This is a practice facility. They're chipping and pitching green, bunker green. And it's a pop-up green, so a pop-up green doesn't retain a whole lot of water. It will run out, the ball usually will run out because the surface, the green itself is just a little bit harder than if it was a flatter green. So I've got about a 20-yard shot here. I want to get it over that rough, but yet I hardly have any green to work with. And it does have a severe slope. So what I want to do, it's almost like a flop shot, but not exactly like a flop shot. I'm going to play the ball forward in my stance, have a little bit of an open stance, and I want to slide the club face out a little bit on the takeaway or backswing, but I am not going to lay the club wide open to hit a flop shot. So we're still going to have that club face squared up to the ball. Just bring the club a little bit outside the line. That will deaden the shot, so to speak. Pop the ball up and hopefully not roll too far, but we'll see. So take a couple practice swings. All right. So I got the ball forward in my stance, left heel, a little bit of an open stance, left foot back, right foot up, maybe about a ½ inch to an inch. I want to bring the club a little bit outside the line on the takeaway. Okay, pretty good. All right. And you can see that ball really rolled out too, that being a pop-up green. Get that ball forward in my stance, bring the club outside the line, and just try to pop that ball up. Not bad. There we go. It's not a hard shot once you know the right fundamentals. It does take a lot of practice, but I want to get it over that rough, hit it on the putting surface, and hopefully get it close to the hole that I can probably one putt it. A little bit of an open stance, ball position forward. Almost. Pretty good. And there's no body movement. I'm basically just using my arms on this shot. I'm not turning into it. I'm not swaying back, not swaying forward. Just letting my arms basically do all the work. Bring the club outside the line a little bit. Slide it up under the ball. That's going to pop it up. But I don't have that club face open like a flop shot. Okay. Not bad. And it just pops that ball up. Okay, ball position forward. A little bit of an open stance. Not bad. Rolls out. And again, this is a 56-degree wedge. You want to use your most lofted club to hit a shot like this. So I've elected to use a 56-degree wedge. A pitching wedge would not work. The ball would run out and run into the fringe or the rough in back of the screen. So forward in my stance, left heel. Just the opposite if you're a left-handed golfer. I'm going to loop the club out a little bit, pop it up. Okay, that one really ran on that one. Okay. Let's try a few more here. And the key is you have to stay down. If you come through the shot, pull your left shoulder up, you'll top it or hit it low. If you drop your right shoulder on the downswing, you'll hit it fat or heavy. A lot of people, when they're around the green, a lot of golfers, they want to help that ball up and hopefully get it close to the hole. They want to guide it to the hole. You don't want to do that. Golf is a game of feel. You want to come back and through it. Let that club do all the work for you. Okay, open stance, left foot back, about a ½ inch to an inch. I'm going to loop the club out. Pretty good. All right, let's hit one more here. And that's the key. I'm staying down and through the shot. Let my club come back, slide up underneath the golf ball and just pop it up. Here we go. Not bad at all. We'll be right back with more golf tips. Hi, I'm Gary Bauer, host of the television show Golf Tips. If you'd like to be a guest on my show, simply give me a call at area code 614-527-9527. Again, that's area code 614-527-9527. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. Now in this last segment of today's show, I'm going to show you how to hit a hybrid out of heavy rough a couple of feet off the green. I'm not going to use a pitching wedge. I'm not going to use a putter, obviously, but I'm going to use a hybrid to chip this ball out, sort of like a chip putt, and hopefully get them close to the hole. It's not a hard shot. Again, takes a lot of practice, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Now again, I've got my hybrid. Now I'm going to play the ball back in my stance off the inside right knee. If you're a left-handed golfer, it's just the opposite of what I'm saying. So ball position is back in my stance off the inside right knee. I'm going to have a little bit of an open stance. My hands will be under my chin, club head and back the ball. That's going to give me the proper distance from the golf ball. So if I have that ball back in my stance and my hands are under my chin, look how my hands are going to be out ahead of the golf ball. That's what's crucial. That'll bring the club down at a steeper angle. You'll pop the ball up a little bit and hopefully roll it to the hole. Pitching wedge, if you use a pitching wedge on a shot like this, it's a lot easier to hit the ball fat. Your club head can get tangled up with this very thick rough and the ball not go anywhere. So it's a lot easier to just use a hybrid. That's going to pop it out a little bit, get some roll, and hopefully get it close to the hole. So I'm going to take some practice swings. Got the ball back in my stance, inside right knee. I got a narrow stance, a little bit of an open stance, and my wrist will stay stiff and firm. Keep your wrist stiff and firm. On the backswing or takeaway, you do not want to hinge your wrist and flip your wrist through the shot. Wrist stays stiff and firm. Ball position inside right knee, and my hands are under my chin, which means my hands will be slightly ahead of the golf ball. All right, let's see what we got here. Wrist stays stiff, back and through it with the arms. There we go. Perfect. All right. Let's take a practice swing. Got the ball off the inside right knee. My hands are in my chin, so my hands are slightly ahead of the ball. The wrist stays stiff and firm, and I do have a little bit of an open stance. Just back and through it. Okay. Oh, that's how you do it. Very good. All right. Let's try it again here. So I kept my wrist stiff and firm. It pops the ball out there, gets a little bit of roll. Now how hard to swing, that's a guess. But keep the wrist stiff. Short back swing, short follow through. Right on line, pretty good. All right. That's not a hard shot. Using this hybrid is a lot easier than using a pitching wedge, a lob wedge, a sand wedge, and definitely don't want to use a putter because you have so much rough in between your ball and the green itself. So you would never use a putter in a situation like this. So wrist stays stiff and firm, ball position inside right knee, hands are under my chin, so my hands are slightly ahead of the ball. Okay, a little long on that one, not bad. All right, let's try some more here. Back and through it. And I'm thinking about nicking the grass under the ball. That ball wasn't in the way, it might have went in. Not a bad shot. Had the line. Let's try it again here. Wrist stays stiff, ball position inside right knee. Hands are slightly ahead of the ball. All right, a little bit harder, not bad. Okay. And you see I follow through. That's the key. You got to follow through in your shot. I see a lot of golfers, they'll just stab at the ball when they chip. The ball hops and goes nowhere. You must follow through. Must follow through. Okay. It's like we might have to play pool here to try to get the golf ball to get in the hole here. Okay, not bad. Wrist stay stiff. Good. Should be able to one putt that one. All right. And that's the key, is staying down, following through. Very good. Couple more. Back and through it with the arms, ball position inside right knee. Again, it's just the opposite if you're a left-handed golfer. I got a little bit of an open stance. My hands are slightly ahead of the golf ball. That's the key. If you have your hands back here, you'll flip your wrist, you'll top it or blade it. Couple more shots. All right, very good. One more. Back and through it. And as you can see, these are one putts. That's what we want to do, is chip it on a one putt. Ball position inside right knee. Hands are ahead of the ball. Wrist stays stiff and firm. A little long on that one. Not bad though. Okay. We'll be right back with more golf tips. Welcome back. Now, before I end today's show, I'm going to answer a couple people that have called in asking about their golf games, and hopefully what I tell them will definitely improve their games. Now, one of my callers was Marty Carnes. Hey, Marty, how are you? You called in asking me about a mallet head putter. You've used this mallet head putter, you said, for years, but you're thinking about changing. Technology has changed, so you're thinking about getting a lighter putter. Well, first of all, Marty, I have to ask you, are you doing very good with that putter? Are you making a lot of putts? If so, I would not change. I would keep that mallet head putter. I know technology has changed. There's lighter putters now, but it all depends upon how you're doing with that mallet head. Years ago, I used a mallet head putter. I liked that extra weight, and it kept my putter low and slow on the takeaway, the backswing, downswing. I liked it, but technology changed. I have switched, but once I find a putter that I really like, I use it, I keep it. So if you're using that putter and you're hitting some good putts, holding out some putts, I wouldn't change. I keep that mallet head putter. So I hope that helps you with your decision on whether or not to go with the lighter putter. I had another caller, Crystal from Quaker City, Ohio. Hi, Crystal, how are you? Now, you called in asking about your 3-wood. You said in your golf league, ladies want you to hit a driver all the time. You're constantly using a 3-wood. They're trying to talk you into hitting that driver. Well, Crystal, if you're keeping that 3-wood in play, I wouldn't change. 3-wood is an easy club to hit. It's a lot easier to hit than the driver. The driver is the longest club in your bag. Therefore, you're going to have a harder time hitting it. But if you're keeping that 3-wood in play, I wouldn't change. Maybe those ladies want you to shoot higher scores, and that's why they're talking you into using that driver, but I wouldn't. Keep your 3-wood. You'll keep it in play and hopefully continue to shoot lower scores. Now remember, Crystal, with the 3-wood, you want to play the ball off the inside left heel. Your feet are shoulder width for balance. Your hands are under your chin. That gives you the proper distance from the golf ball. If you're a left-handed golfer, it's just the opposite of what I just said. Well, that concludes today's show. I'd like to thank everybody that watches, and join me next time on Golf Tips with teaching professional Gary Bauer.